Hi, welcome to MarQetFlow. I want to do a quick review of the market, and as well I'm going to review a few of the trades that I point out last week. So if you go and watch my video, you're going to see a few good things about this week. So the first trade was right here. This is the beginning of the week, and I point out that we were overbought and we were about to do a retest of 410 at least. So that trade happened, and even worked very well. We actually got down all the way to 405, and then at that particular point where we were able to gain support of the 50 moving average, that's where I closed my short position, and then I let the chart let me know what was going to be the next move. I didn't go long right here. I waited, and then at the close right here, the moment I knew we were closing above 410, I went long on the SPY, and then I closed the next day at the end of the day. So right now I'm neutral. I don't have any positions on the market, but this was the trade for the week. It was in my opinion, it was a fairly easy trade. Some of the things to point out here that I did point out is if we were going to close above 410, that was going to be an indication that we were going to keep going up. And we did. That was the same thing that happened right here last week. We closed above 410, and then we got up, and then we went and touched the 418. So at this particular point, things are looking a little bit more bullish. Nonetheless, it looks a lot of indecision. If we can see the chart, it can still come back, test the 50 moving average. I don't have much of a direction in the market right now, more neutral, but I did took those trades during the week at this time right now. So I point out last week that we had a possibility to come all the way to here, and it seemed like a very obvious trade, and it turned out to be more of a bear trap, as you can see it right here. But it was there's still possibilities that we can come up here, have a bullish move all the way over there, but there's still a lot of indecision, so I'm not gonna go long myself. If we look at the trend right here, we still have negative divergence, and it still has room to come back and touch the line right here. So those are my thoughts for the market. I don't know really much where it's going to go. If we look at the Nasdaq, a few things to point out about the Nasdaq, and I'm gonna go back into the 1 hour, and then you can see here on the Nasdaq a few things. First of all, we had this downtrend right here. The minute the downtrend was broken and then it got back in here, that was an indication that it could come back all the way over there. However, it broke out of it again. That was a signal that it was no longer bearish, and it starts making these higher highs. You see, this is a higher low, this is a higher high. So if you look at it right here, it starts looking more bullish. It can still come down to this level right here, and then starts bouncing. If I go back here into the day, you can see that it broke this downtrend momentum right here, and it can start moving higher right now. Yes, it did close below the 50 moving average. I'm not, like I say, I'm not 100% sure about where the market is going. The trades that were very clear to me, I already made them, and I'm just waiting to see what happens next in the market. If we look at a weekly chart right here, you can see that we were uptrending for a few months, and then we broke down. We did a back test of this trend line right here, and then now it seems like it's trending down, and it is a little bit of a mixed signals, a lot of uncertainty. First of all, because you can see these wicks right here are long wicks. Last time we had this kind of wicks were right here. Then he traded sideways for some time, and then he made a few wicks to the upside. Right now, if you look at the chart, long term, it seems that it is overextended. There was an easy trade right here to the upside, correction, another trend. Right now it corrected it, it did a back test, and then it's trying to uptrend again, but there is not a clear confirmation on that. It's still trading right below the 50 moving average. And if I go to the weekly, you're gonna see that there's very strong negative divergence, and this is not a good sign for anyone who's trying to invest long in the market, specifically on tech. So long term on the market, it looks like, especially in tech, there's going to be a correction. So there's a lot of uncertainty, and I just want you to make awareness of that, and there could be a harder correction. Short term looks like it's trying to uptrend, but there is no clear direction in the market. Oil. So if we look at the daily on oil, you see that we got rejected right here. There's like a double top, and it couldn't break out, and it broke. It closed below the 50 moving average. It's trying to get back. This may be just another rejection, and if we go even in a lower time frame, you can see that right there it got rejected. It's outside of this range right here, and it's not looking like I want to go long right now. We gotta see and wait here with the dollar. So this is it. It found pretty good support right here at 49, and it can start making higher highs. Again, a lot of indecision, but if we zoom out, we're gonna find out that this is a really strong support. I can see it bouncing one more time here and then causing a little bit of pain on the market. Gold is breaking down and it's getting oversold, but if we look at the weekly now, the weekly looks very bullish. Look at all this momentum. Look at this momentum, and then you can see that it broke this negative divergence right here. This is the moment that it broke. Perhaps a lot of institutions got in and now they're riding it. Okay, last I'm gonna record the FANG and see what's going on with these stocks, and maybe they can tell us a little bit about the market. Let's start with Tesla right here. So a few things to analyze. It came down here to this support level, 560, 580. It's been trading within this range the whole week. And one thing to notice is before, when it hit this mark right here, and I'm gonna go maybe into this area right here. Once it hit this mark, it made these huge swings to the upside, back tested it, and then it kept going up impulsively. However, that tells me right here that there were a lot of buyers and shorts were cutting and covering their positions. So what's happening right here, just by looking at the chart real quick, you can see one thing is that there is not as many buyers on Tesla anymore. And that makes me think that once the shorts come back stronger, because normally short sellers will give a little bit of time for the buyers to show up, right? Move the stock wherever they want to move it, and then eventually they come back and they hammer the stock. That's how they work. They are very smart traders. I like to think the short traders are very smart traders. They give opportunity, they cover, so they minimize the risk. They cover a little bit, they let buyers come in, and then once the momentum is done with the buyers, shorts come back again and then they hammer the stock. So that right here has not been the case with Tesla, and make me think that we are getting very close to getting another leg down. You can see the momentum right here. Look at this one right here. It moved all the way to oversold territory and it didn't move very much before in the past when he have made these moves, you can tell right here that it goes all the way to oversold, and he has these impulsive moves, right, like this one. A few days with impulsive move to the upside. So it makes me think that there's not sure, like questioning whether we're gonna get a bounce on Tesla. So that's one thing right there. The other one comes here with Apple. Apple got out of this downtrend right here, and it can start moving sideways, perhaps back tested it. I can see it having a little bit more momentum to the upside. So I can see it trying to backtest the 50 moving average again and see if it can come up to 130 at least. But I don't see it very bullish either. Amazon as well. Amazon looks like it's losing momentum as well. Even though it got out of here, it did this back test right here. It's holding at this sort of support. I can see it as well making another leg to the upside, but the chart doesn't tell me that it is very bullish either. Facebook on the other side, I think this is probably the most bullish of all. It did have a larger bounces right here, and it's making these higher highs. So I can see Facebook keeps going up at least to previous heights. And then Microsoft, similar way as well, trading within this range. I don't see it coming down, but bouncing from here, making another leg higher. And then AMD as well, I think they're gonna make another leg higher right here. So they announced that they were going to do a buyback right here at this point, and I think that rescued the chart right away. So I think that's it for these stocks.